Hello photographers, let's have a little talk about the light meter. Now, a camera's gauge that tells you how light or dark the image will be. We measure exposure in units called stops. Now when you start to use your phone has a lot of cool slick display mechanisms that probably don't look like regular DSLR cameras, okay? So let's talk about what a DSLR camera looks like, and then I'll show you what on my phone it kind of looks like. So when you are on a camera, it has some sort of gauge like this. It's like -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, plus. And to be properly exposed, it should go to 0. That means it's neither too light or too dark. This is 2 stops underexposed. This is 1 stop overexposed. 3 underexposed. And so this is what it looks like, in practical terms. And this is usually on kind of the top next to where you click the button. There's usually some sort of light meter there, or sometimes when you're looking at the viewfinder or through the little eyeglass thing, you'll see some sort of display like this, and that's what it's referring to. It's the amount of light that's coming into a camera. And even very old cameras had this feature too, where you could look through the viewfinder, or it was on top and it was reading how much light was coming into the camera, so you could kind of figure out how to set it so that you got a properly exposed picture. Now in the days of the old film days, you wouldn't know what your picture looked like until much later when you went to go print it. And so the light meter was a way of okay, it's properly exposed, so it probably turned out okay. And then you'd usually take a few more just to be safe. And remember this thing? The stops are all controlled by all 3 settings. So it's all about balancing. It's like a 3-way teeter-totter. That's the way I like to think about it. You can take a look at the camera simulator again, although this one that's in the presentation is out of date. You can look at some of the other ones. I'll post a better link connected to this. Okay, but that's a little bit about the light meter. Now I want to show you, I'm going to just get my screen up here, and oh, this is kind of funny. So the video screen is actually a little underexposed. Okay, so on my phone here, I have my histogram, and up at the top, this is one of the display things inside of the Fjorden app. Now, if I click on the thing that says EV, let's see if I can do it here. Yep. So if I click on the thing that says EV, I get this little slider thing, and it allows me to make it brighter and darker. So there it is, really bright. And now I'm going to make it dark. And there it is, darker. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of adjusting this EV slider. And those little notches in there, those are stops on the light meter. So that's a practical way that you can play with your light meter here. I have something up here at the top. It's called a histogram. And that tells me how much dark, medium, and light pixels there are in my picture as I'm looking at different things. So you can kind of see that little graph go up and down. So some things to think about as you look at exposing and taking different pictures.